still bridge and roll towards the trap side. But this time, add a little extra leverage with your hand as you go. You help throw him over. And then I get back to here, right? And for training for tonight is open guard. So he doesn't close his feet. Pick the side, shoot that over, hug under, hold for a second, because he may be thrashing about. So I keep the knee on this side wide. If I'm in tight, he may be bigger and stronger than me, he'll roll me over. Okay? So I keep that knee wide and keep his hand wide. So if he rolls me this way, my hand plays out. Bad position here. He can reach me, I can't reach him. If he tightens up his abs, like I can punch as hard as I can, and it's not too much. So I don't want to try out fighting here. I want to get him off of me. My goal here is escape. So the basic version is if he's touching with his hand somehow, maybe it's a lapel grab or a choke or forearm across the throat, anytime his hand is contacting me, the basic idea is this one variation. So trap his wrist, no thumb, trap the back of his elbow with the thumb. This one prevents him from posting outside. If I start to go, he won't post his hand down for balance. This one, if I hold this way and I start to go, he can pull it out the back and then start punching or whatever. So here, he can't pull it out the back. Okay. Elbow can be in to keep him from rising up on my chest. Yep. And then at the same time that you're doing this, you're trapping this ankle here. This leg stays clear. So all at once, boom, and lift my hips straight up. And then roll to my knees. And then I can post up here, or I can control his biceps, either way. Other way, or another version of this, same, or you can do one of the different grabs, I don't care. So you got my throat, still the same here. As I feel him fall, so I lift my hips up straight. As I feel him fall, I can roll out and get some space. So that's another option. So it doesn't matter if he's across this way, two hands, one hand, doesn't matter. As long as he's connected to you, it's the same technique. So let's say you do your trap and you roll. Okay. Once you come up to common state, people have their knees together and their hips high. It's really easy for them to just tip me right back over. So once you get in here, like if you can, you roll into the position where your knees are wide and your hips are low. Whether you keep your knees across, yeah. Whether I'm posting kind of here, where I negate the pull of his legs, so if he pulls on me, I can post there, right? And I can start working a release. Or if I'm coming in here, controlling his hands so that he has less access to his waistline. If I'm here, he's got, keep this cross. If I'm here, the thing is he can still access his waist, which if he's got a weapon, he might be able to pull that weapon. So that's why if I'm going to roll up into him, I prefer to do it here so I've got a little control over his hands to start with. We'll talk about, passing close guard at some other point. So for this, we'll start doing this now. Normally, if he rolls up into you, and this is just for training, he would cross his ankles and lock them. But for today, let's not, so that the person escaping can practice an open guard pass. So if I get here, I'll pick a side, press that thigh down, and shoot my leg across, and it sometimes hurts. All right? Hook his head and have this arm out. So now, if he tries to roll me either way, I've got this ready. If he pulls his leg inside and gives me that, cool. If he clears that leg for me, that's fine. Once I've got a point where he's calmed down and he's maybe realized, okay, this isn't working, then I do the same thing over the top, and then I get him out and stay low. Then I can practice, okay, now it says turn. So you can just flow. Okay? So one more time. We'll go with a different amount. This time, if you're hugging the neck. So, and let's do this side. For the camera. This time he's like pulling my neck, trying to keep that under control. Maybe he just doesn't know what he's doing. It's like, no, I'm just gonna hold this. So, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So, from here, it's the same concept. He's kind of already told me which side to go. He's trapped his own arm, sort of. If you can come around. So, and that would be everybody too, so you can see this detail. I can't tell if everybody's, okay, everybody's around. So from here, let your head go back and then use that notch of your head to trap his arm in place so he can't windshield wiper it out. Alright? So at the same time, you're pulling down on his upper arm, hugging the back, and trapping the ankle all at the same time. So trapping one side with my head, my hand, my foot, hugging on the back a little bit, still bridge and roll towards the trap side, but this time add a little extra leverage with your hand as you go. You help throw him over, and then I get back to here, right? And for training for tonight is open guard, so he doesn't close his feet. Pick the side. Shoot that over, hug under, hold for a second, because he may be thrashing about. So I keep the knee on this side wide. If I'm in tight, he may be bigger and stronger than me, he'll roll me over. Okay? So I keep that knee wide and keep his hand wide. So if he rolls me this way, my hand plays out. And after he's kind of worn himself out a bit, then I can quickly switch that and then hold mount. And then I give him the neck hug. Then he goes. So he forgot one of the points. Head back. So I can't pull out, clamp down that. Yep. And then he runs through everything just like I did. So I can't, maybe I'm trying to reach first. Okay, I can't do anything, I'm getting tired. And he gets across, I test it. It's a little narrow. There you go. It's just wide. I can't move him. I can't move him that way. And then we just continue to flow. Okay. I know it seems like a lot, but it's really not. The only thing really new is the low guard pass or open guard pass. So head, hand, foot all on the same side. Extend the arm as you roll him to give you a little extra leverage to throw him off of you. And then calm for a minute. We'll deal with like controlling the mount at a later date. But for now, just kind of hold, end the guard. Fold the biceps, wait a second, push the leg down, pass it over, hug the arm, knee wide, arm wide, let him test it, time it, where you go for the next leg, and then stay low for a second, then you attack for your partner's turn. Make sure you're conscious of points where you can get tipped back over. Like, don't be in a rush for one. If you feel he's got some size and strength on you, or if he's got some skill, then definitely don't rush it. Right? Because in the rushing, especially if you're not used to Newata, the tendency is to start getting up high and having your base narrow, and that's where it's really easy to flip you back over, right? Especially if you're the lighter person. If you're bigger, then maybe less of a chance, but even if you're bigger, the other person may be strong enough, right? So you want to, it's what we were saying a few weeks ago, that the position does most of the work for you. So if you have your base wide, you know how to control where your weight is so that he can't tip you, that itself will negate his strength. And also, if he's working, if he's thrashing about, then that will help wear him out. Like, so he'll exhaust himself while you're calm and conserving your energy. Right? So, in taijutsu, you're always working for maximum efficiency. So do things in such a way that don't require excessive muscular effort. Right? So be aware of that is, your position is like, what's your base like? What's your spine like? Do you have stability and mobility of your choosing? So be aware of that, because you'll find it real quick if you get somebody who kind of knows what they're doing. Maybe they had high school wrestling or college wrestling, or maybe they have studied some jiu-jitsu, or a lot of people just even watching MMA start to get maybe not the nuances, but they definitely get some ideas on nail it. So it's not necessarily the thing that your attacker is going to be a fool. And that's what we're training for anyway, is not to have our attacker in training be a completely unskilled buffoon. We want to have training in such a way that if we, once we get to like where we're sparring with this or drilling with this, that if you make a mistake, your partner will punish you for it. Like, so if you were turning them over and your base was not right, or your position was off, that they would do something to you because of it. Which would be like, okay, why did he turn me back over? My knees were too narrow, or whatever the case may be, so that the next time you can fix it. And so we all get better through that process. So, so the last one. We talked about this before too, that I can't really hit him effectively. People say go the groin, but really, I may not even get a good enough hit to really cause him any pain because of the angle. I just can't get enough power there. Maybe I go for a grab, but now I've tied up one of this, maybe I grab his groin, but I've tied that arm up and I have nothing defending against him knocking me out. If you consider jeans, like denim, the material may be so tight that you can't actually get a purchase on anything. And not be graphic, but under adrenaline, your stuff shrinks and goes up towards your body, so there may not be as much to grab onto as there normally would be. And if nothing else, psychologically, that's going to piss him off. So if I go for a groin grab, I've escalated things, whereas he was just going to teach me a lesson, give me a black eye, and now he's going to try to really hurt me. Does that make sense? So I don't really want to necessarily escalate something unless I know I can finish it. So all that doesn't matter. I can't gouge his eyes out because I can't even reach him. Alright, so you pinching skin, yeah, that's fine when he's not on drugs and he's not adrenalized. But if he's adrenalized or he's on something, those things just don't work. Best thing is leverage. Right? So, and we talk about he can hit me and he can deliver knockout power because of his position. I can't hit him and I can't deliver any decent power from here anyway. So don't even bother with strikes. People say, oh, I'll just shoot him or I'll just stab him. How? I can't get to my waistline, I have to get my weapons. Not effectively. And not without him knowing what I'm doing. And still I've tied my arms up now that I can't defend a strike or something. So, if he's punching me, that's a problem. Because it's slow. If he's punching, what's the chances of me being able to catch his hands and grab him? Probably almost impossible. If he's really speeding it up, especially if he lands a couple hard shots, then I'm going to be disoriented and I'm still trying to catch these fists that are flying at fast speeds. So I got to make his hands stop somehow. And one of the best ways is go ahead and bridge, because it'll put his hands on the ground. Now his hands are stopped. Yeah. So good right here. If you feel like maybe you tried that and he kind of surfed you for a second, so he stayed upright, but he's focused on keeping his balance. One way you can help speed that process along if you have the time is a quick knee bump to a bridge. Yeah. Some people are like, you can just push them off of you at that point. Because you catch them when they're weightless. So you boom, while their weight is on their hands. So that is one version of a mountain escape. I probably couldn't pull that off a clog. So this is like person dependent, attributes dependent maybe. So anyway, let's say he is kind of heavy and I can't do that. And maybe that's not the best option for me. So still the same thing to get his hands to so go ahead and keep your arms straight. I want to stay close to him. I don't want space here. So if I create space here, he'll be able to push off my chest, so let's go back in. If I'm like holding here, you can just put an arm in and pry me off, and he's right back to this, and we're back to step one. So bridge, hug, and then hold here for a second, because he'll probably try to do stuff. Just relax for me. Then I hug his shoulders, try to scoot your butt as much as you can. Re-hug, swing this hand through, trap it down. For safety, he's going to flip his palm up. At the same time, catching the ankle, and I'm still extending this like I did before. Go through, and then back to here. Okay. And then your low pass so that the other person can try it. So one more time. As soon as I can, maybe I'll sit up. If I can't bridge him, as soon as he gets on to me, maybe that's the time to sit up, cover, and grab. It's hard for me because I got guts. If you're thin, you might be able to sit right up. So I have stuff in the way. So for me, bumping is a little bit better. And then I stay close. Grab, hug, scoot through, maintain the closeness, press through, and then back to control. Just keep your elbows down, Justin. Yeah, and just push up. Like have this no thumbs, and just push. Yeah. Then you don't have to use much strength. Check, and pop. Here. Check, and as you strike, you're pulling this. Check. As you pull this, you might cut with the bone, because you'll probably want to retract this because I'm pulling it, right? So go with it. You can make it bad or get tachycardia. If you go put unkadaki here, cut, put his elbow on your chest. So you get a nice secure grip, leverage point. If I'm out here, if he just drops his elbow, he's out. So base it out with something. If you haven't had tachycardia at the same time, you can stack them, strike, so you get multiple techniques at once. It's not just a simple matter of stepping in and having it. Right? One, you've got to take this high so that his elbow will land in your chest. Right? If he's tall or he's big, claw's big, so you hit, is as you cut this down, sink, then lift. Right? So you get his stuff to come, his elbow and shoulder come down, so that you've got the slack when you come back up. Then you can put tachycardia on. And I like to grab the wrist to make sure it's secure. You can strike. You can do it hard, fast enough, like Like at this point, all I gotta do is push really hard and it'll probably pop. Crunch. Dislocate the shoulder. It's also when you have to like hit the Q-show, right? Hit the weakest point on him. Like this won't do anything. And if you have to, you hit him higher, right? Hadome or kasumi. So if you get the neck, like if you feel he's strong, then sink with this part. Drop your body, but this should be high, and then lock it in. Then you can steer how you need it. That was the gentle one. Check, and pop. As you hit, turn, and then semi against the elbow. Like the strike gives you the chance, and then just move forward. Like it doesn't matter if he falls or not, and it doesn't matter if you like break his arm or not. Just get him off of you, and you can figure out what you need. I move here, and then I move like this way, right? And I get the hit, and I turn around like I'm a little bit too far outside of his elbow. I might be able to get something there, but it's not much. I just don't have the leverage at that point. So, check. You have the feet here. Like, this sets you up for whatever follows. So as I hit, now I'm deeper, or I'm closer to his elbow. Like his arm is further out this way. So I've got the space to then, like, move it. Right? But it's not something that you would pre-plan. It's not that contrived. There's no way you know you're going to step that way. It's learning how to move intuitively, so that you know, like when you're in a position, you just know how your body's going to fit, and you get that through a lot of practice. But you have to be aware of that process, that if something was a little bit off, look at the step before it, and maybe the step before that, and maybe all the way to the beginning. Because the answer is probably in something you did like 2 or 3 moves ago, or two or three steps or strikes ago. Like you can't hit a bullseye if what you're doing here is messed up. Right? The first part is whatever your hand is doing. Right? If that does everything correctly, then you'll naturally hit the bullseye. You don't have to try. If that makes any sense. So you have to think about what came before. Anyway, try it. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, hit the little bell button so you get notifications for the next video, and be sure to give a thumbs up and share it, like and comment. Thanks.